Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. In this video, we will discuss about limits to infinity. First, let's see what infinity is. In mathematics, infinity is the concept describing something which is larger than the natural number. It generally refers to something without any limit. This is the symbol of infinity, right? Infinity is a very special idea. We know we can't reach it, but we can still try to work out the value of functions that have infinity in them. Now we look at 1 divided by infinity. Let's start with an interesting example. What is the value of 1 over infinity? We don't know. But we can approach it. So, instead of trying to work it out for infinity because we can't get a sensible answer, let's try larger and larger values of x. Look at this table with column x and 1 over x. If we replace x equals to 1 into 1 over x here, we will get 1 over 1, which is equals to 1. Let's say we replace x equals to 100 into x here. So we will get 1 over 100, which is equals to 0.01. Let's say we replace x equals to 100,000 into whatever x here. So we will get 1 over 100,000, which is equals to 0.00001, right? Now we can see that as x gets larger, then 1 over x tends toward 0, right? We are now face an interesting situation. We can't say what happened when x gets to infinity, but we can see that 1 over x is going towards 0. We want to give the answer 0, but can't. So instead, mathematicians say exactly what is going on by using the special word limit. The limit of 1 over x as x approaches infinity is 0. And it is written like this. Limit x approaches infinity 1 over x equals to 0. As x approaches infinity, then 1 over x approaches 0. When you see limit, think approaching, right? It is a mathematical way of saying we are not talking about when x equals to infinity, but we know as x gets bigger, the answer gets closer and closer to 0. So, sometimes infinity cannot be used directly, but we can use a limit. What happens at infinity is undefined. 1 over infinity is wrong actually. But we do know that 1 over x approaches 0 as x approaches infinity. Limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x equals to 0. This is correct. Now we look at infinity and degree. Infinite limits are actually quite easy to work out when we figure out which way it is going, like this. Limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x equals to 0. This is correct. This is also true for limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x squared equals to 0. This is also true. Limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x cubed equals to 0. This is also true. And etc. When we look at the degree of the function, which is the highest exponent in the function, we can tell what is going to happen. When the degree of the function is greater than 0, means positive, For example, limit x approaches infinity to x. It is equals to infinity. Let's say if we have limit x approaches infinity 3x squared, it also equals to infinity. And let's say if we have limit x approaches infinity, x to the power of 4 also equals to infinity. Okay, from here we can see that the degree of variable x is positive. So when we evaluate the limit, it will equals to infinity, right? But be careful, a function like negative x will approach negative infinity. So we have to look at the sign of x, right? When the degree of the function is less than 0, means negative. Let's say we have limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x. It will equals to 0. 1 over x here means x to the power of negative 1. Okay, the degree of x here is negative. So we get the answer 0, right? Limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x squared also equals to 0. Okay, from here, it means x to the power of negative 2. So the degree of x here is negative. So we will get limit equals to 0, right? And then limit x approaches infinity, 1 over x cubed also equals to 0. Because 1 over x cubed here means x to the power of negative. So when the degree of the function is negative, so we get the limit equals to 0, right? Coming up next, limits to infinity for a rational function. If you like this video, you can subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Bye. Assalamualaikum.